Imagine your phone stops working, GPS fails, planes are grounded midair, and your city plunges into darkness. All of it triggered by an invisible force 93 million miles away. The sun, our life giver, can also become our greatest technological threat, and right now its activity is surging. So what exactly is the sun doing to our technology, and are we even ready for what's coming? By the end of this video, you'll never look at your smartphone or the sun the same way again. The sun isn't just a giant glowing ball in the sky, it's a violent nuclear engine constantly churning out bursts of energy, radiation, and plasma storms. These outbursts come in two main forms: solar flares, these are sudden explosions of energy, and coronal mass ejections or CMEs, and these are massive clouds of magnetized plasma hurled into the space. Then there are sunspots, dark blemishes on the solar surface, but these are anything but calm. They mark regions of intense magnetic unrest. All of this follows the solar cycle and 11-year rhythm where the sun goes from quiet to dangerously active. But how does this cosmic rage travel across space and hijack our technology? To find out, we look at the first line of impact for satellites. Every time you navigate with GPS, swipe a credit card or stream a video, thank a satellite. But what happens when those satellites get pelted by solar radiation? In 1998, one satellite failure left 45 million Americans without pagers, hospitals, emergency services, and media gone silent. Energetic solar particles can fry onboard electronics, corrupt data, or even knock satellites out of orbit. And in 2022, SpaceX lost 40 Starlink satellites in a single day because Earth's upper atmosphere swelled during a solar storm and dragged them back down. These flares and storms can even cause total communication blackouts across regions. But satellites are just floating machines. What happens when solar energy hits something far more critical, your electricity? March 13th, 1989, 6 million people in Canada suddenly lost power. No warning, just 2 minutes of chaos. The culprit? A massive solar storm. Solar storms induce geomagnetic induced currents, GICs, that flow through the ground and into transformers. And high voltage lines, they act like antennas, drawing that energy in until the entire system collapses. But here's the chilling part. In 2012, a solar storm 10 times more powerful than the one that hit Quebec just barely missed Earth. And if it had hit, we might have faced global grid failure lasting weeks or even months. If this blew your mind, there is still more ahead. Planes, GPS, and even military systems are at risk. Hit like, subscribe, and let's dive deeper. Flying at 35,000 feet, you are closer to the space than the surface, and during a solar storm, that matters. Airlines like Delta and Emirates routinely reroute flights away from the polar routes during heightened activity to avoid dangerous radiation levels. Solar storms can disrupt onboard avionics, interfere with high-frequency communications, and scramble navigation systems. Pilots have even reported unexplained cockpit anomalies during major events. But the skies aren't the only system at risk. There is even more fragile web running through all of civilization: GPS. GPS isn't just for directions, it's the digital heartbeat of civilization. It powers stock markets, ATMs, emergency systems, aircraft timings, and global shipping. And solar storms distort GPS signals, delay data, and cause critical timing errors. In extreme cases, these errors can disable precision systems, confuse autonomous vehicles, and halt financial trades. One burst from the sun and civilization invisible nervous system goes offline. So now the question is, are we prepared for any of this? Let's look at what humanity is doing to shield itself from the sun's fury. NASA, NOAA, and ESA are monitoring the sun 24/7. Satellites like Discover, SOHO, and the Parker Solar Probe give us early warnings. But even with cutting-edge technology, we are in a race against time. Satellites are being hardened, ground systems upgraded, but many systems remain exposed, outdated, and unprepared. The aviation industry, insurance firms, and global militaries now recognize solar storm as a rising threat. According to Lloyd's of London, a Carrington-scale event today could cost the global economy up to $2.6 trillion in damages. Every second, the sun releases waves of electromagnetic chaos into space, and Earth is right in its path. Our phones, planes, banks, communication systems, all of it hangs by a thread of magnetism. One superstorm and we are back in the 1800s. That's not a scientific prediction, it's a historical fact. The Carrington event was the largest solar storm ever recorded. It sparked fires in telegraph stations, electrified train tracks, and lit up skies worldwide. And if we hit today, the global damage would be catastrophic. And in our next video, we dive deep into what really happened in 1859 and why scientists believe another Carrington scale storm is inevitable. Tap here to watch it now, subscribe, turn on notifications because the sun isn't just rising, it's awakening, and I'll meet you in the next video.